Good morning, students. From your first flight book, we are doing chapter number 6, The 100 Dresses, Part 2, written by El Basur Esther. I'm on page number 77. Today, we are going to read with the last section of this chapter. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. So, Saturday, Maddie and Peggy both were together in the afternoon. They thought of writing a letter to Wanda and they started writing this letter talking a friendly letter telling her about the contest that she had won, how they were impressed with the drawings, and that whether the place where she is now living, is it a nice place, and the new teachers they wanted to talk. Right, they had written that whether she likes the new teacher over there in the new city or not. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of X's for love. So they actually wanted to write this letter that they were sorry, but then when they started writing the letter, it turned out to be a friendly letter, and they had written a good letter, and they wrote excess for love. They expressed their love in that letter for Wanda. They mailed the letter to Boggins Height, writing please forward on the envelope. So they mailed the letter to Boggins Height, but at the same time they mentioned please forward on the envelope. That is, if suppose Wanda's family might have given the new address of the city in the post office, then the letter would be delivered through the post office to the new city address. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Wanda had received it. Perhaps she was so hurt. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry she was not going to answer. You could not blame her. So many days passed, no letter came, no answer came. Might be Wanda had received the letter, but then she did not reply. She did not send a return letter because she might be very badly hurt by the classmates or the room 13 students who used to tease her. So that is why she had not written any answer. But then they did not blame her at all if she was angry also. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with how many dresses you have got. And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. Now, because nobody received a letter, neither the school, neither Peggy or Maddie, then with the passage of time, the girls started forgetting Wanda. They started thinking that maybe Wanda is not willing to answer, and Peggy also began to forget the whole business of Wanda. And Maddie also, during the night time, she used to dream of defending Wanda from the great crowds of girls who were teasing her in the name of her dresses. And before Wanda could be tight-lipped and was quite when she has been teased, Maddie would turn up and defend and shout to the girls, "Stop!" And everybody who is teasing Wanda would feel ashamed of the way they had treated Wanda. So she was dreaming about standing for Wanda, or dreaming about that she would be doing so if she sees such an act being imitated again in the school. Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. So it was Christmas time. This was the last day before the Christmas holiday were to be announced. The whole school, it was beautifully decorated with Christmas tree and Christmas bell, and the teacher showed that that the school has received a letter, and this letter she is going to read to the class room 13. You remember Wanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me, and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. So, Miss Mason announces to class room 13 and the students that, do you remember Wanda Petronsky, who is a gifted artist, and we have received a letter from her, and the teacher was very happy to announce that now we know the address where she lives and she can send the medal she had won for drawing and coloring contest. And then she says that she wants to read the letter that she has received. The class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently. So the whole class was very interested and hearing from Wanda, and they were very carefully listening to what the letter stated. Dear Miss Mason, how are you and room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. So she announces to Miss Mason that how are you and how are the room 13 students, the classmates. And then she says all the 100 dresses that I submitted for drawing and coloring contest that the students can keep for themselves, because now in the new house in the new city she has 100 new one, and they are again neatly and cleanly lined up in her almirah in her cupboard. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming, and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. So she announces in her letter that the green drawing, the green dress drawing with the decoration of red trimming, that is specially for Peggy, and the blue drawing, the blue dress, is meant for Maddie. For Christmas, I miss that school, and my new teacher does not equalize with you. So she says, I miss my school a lot when it comes to Christmas, and moreover, the new teacher does not is not as good as you are, Miss Mason. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. So she wishes everyone Merry Christmas. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. So, when the school was over for the holidays, the Christmas holidays, both the girls, Maddie, and Peggy, are taking their drawings home, and they were very cautious and carefully taking those drawings because now it was their gift. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows. So, because it was Christmas time, the houses were decorated with wreaths. Wreaths means garlands, a circular garland, and holly in the windows. Holly means a plant, a type of green colored. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and in the window, candy, peppermint sticks, and cornucopias of shiny, transparent paper were strung. So, whether it comes to general store, there were many Christmas trees arranged neatly and. Arranged neatly in a pile, and in the windows there were candy peppermints, that is sweet mint, cornucopia, that is the decorative containers having flowers and fruits, all were displayed beautifully. The air smelled like Christmas, and light shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. So, because it was Christmas season, everything seemed to be beautiful. The weather, the air, the beautiful sunlight, everything was beautiful, and even the different colors reflected on the snow were beautiful. They were shining. Boy, said Peggy, this shows she really likes us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything's all right, and that's that. So Peggy says to Maddie, that the letter that we have received, Miss Mason has received, tells to us, gives us an indication that all things are fine with Wanda. She's good, and in fact, Wanda did like us. And the gift she has given, the 100 amongst the 100 dresses, she has given one of the drawings as a gift, also shows that everything is fine. And that's that. That is, it is all good. Everything is good. Everything is fine. There are no complaints or misunderstanding between Wanda, Peggy, or the other girls. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight lipped, polished girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. So Maddie agrees to Peggy that yes, all things are good, all things are fine, there's no hurt feelings with Wanda, and she's also okay, and she's accepted the letter from Peggy and Maddie. But then she was sad. She was sad because she realized that she would not be able she won't be able to see her again, and she won't be able to really make things right with her, though she had gifted one. But then she would not be able to say sorry to her, or just being friends with her and something like that. So she is feeling a little sad that she would not be able to make things correct. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. So Maddie goes home and she places the drawing on a wall, and this wall had a pink flowered wallpaper. So it was her bedroom in which she had placed this drawing. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors. Now this shabby room of Maddie was full of life with brilliant colors used in the drawing. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Wanda had been nice to her anyway. So Maddie was all thinking about Wanda. She was sitting over there, she was looking at the drawing, and then she just lost herself, that how Wanda was all quiet. She was quiet. Wanda was very nice, but then Maddie had been quiet and did not stand or did not try to defend Wanda from Peggy or the other girls who used to make fun of her. Tears blurred her eyes and she gazed for a long time at the picture. So Maddie was all in tears, and because of the tears, her eyesight it was unclear. And she's looking at the picture, the drawing of Wanda. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. And suddenly, looking and staring at the picture, she realized, okay, there was something in that picture. And she rubs her eyes, rubs her tears, and she has an intense, a close and a serious look at the drawing gifted by Wanda to Maddie. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing. Now the colors in the drawing were so clear, so beautiful, that she hardly noticed the face and the head of the drawing. She did not notice the face what Wanda had drawn. But it looked like her, Maddie. It really looked like her own mouth. Why? It really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy, and then she was excited. She noticed that the face was not an ordinary drawing. The face was actually Maddie's face. The face was the look of Maddie, her looks, her eyes, her mouth. And then she got very excited to see that drawing, and she runs to Peggy to announce about this discovery that she noticed in the drawing. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. So she runs to Peggy's house and she says, I want to have a look at the drawing that you have been gifted. What's the matter? Asked Peggy as they clattered up to the room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. So Peggy was not able to understand what happened. Is there something in that drawing? What happened? And they are running upstairs to the room. As they are running to the room, their footsteps can be heard. Clattered means walk with sound of footsteps. And they enter into Wanda's room, and the drawing was placed on the bed. The face of the drawing was down. Maddie carefully raised it. So Maddie carefully raises the drawing to check on the face that was drawn in that drawing. Look, she drew you. That's you, she exclaimed, and the head and the face of this picture did look like Peggy. So she says with happiness, she's saying this with surprise, that see, it's just not the green and the red trimmings, it is the face, it is you, and it is your face, your portrait that is been drawn in this picture. And she is very excited to announce this to Peggy. What did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. So Peggy was very happy, and she says that yes, that shows that Wanda liked us. Us, that is Peggy and Maddie. Wanda liked us. She did not have any hard feelings for the girls. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie, and she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda. So as she's thinking of Wanda, the tears are rolling in her eyes, and she's wiping those tears and thinking of Wanda in a good way, thinking of Wanda in a way that yes, the mistakes have been forgiven by Wanda. Standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of girls, laughing after she had walked off, after she had said, "Sure, 100 of them all lined up." So she says that Maddie is wondering and imagining Wanda, that how she used to stand in that schoolyard and how the group of girls used to laugh on her, talking about her dresses, and how the girls used to make fun and go away, and Wanda used to be there standing all alone, trying to convince that yes, she has 100 drawings and she has 100 of them all neatly lined up in her almirah. So thinking about that, Maddie was all in tears, and then she wipes her tears, but then she was happy, she was relieved, thinking that Wanda never had thought bad of Maddie or of Peggy, or neither had any hard feelings against any of the girls.